Now today we're going to treat how to use your cervical mucus to check whether you are ovulating or not. Yes, you can use the cervical mucus to check whether you are safe or unsafe. We have gone through using the menstrual cycle to determine whether you are safe and unsafe. We have also gone through a lot of lessons in relation to being able to calculate your menstrual cycle length, being able to calculate when exactly you ovulate. But now we're going to go into some area where you can simply use your finger in there, check the mucus you have, and be able to determine whether you are ovulating or not, so that if you want to have babies, you can be able to observe the changes in the mucus and be able to have sex around that area when you know your mucus is fertile, so you can be able to have a baby. Conk. Sure that you want to have a baby, and then you're able to do that. So here, first of all, if you have missed any of the classes that we did, just get to my YouTube channel, Papa Kwamina. Add Mr. Smooth to it, then you narrow the search. Papa Kwamina, Mr. Smooth. You can watch virtually all the lessons we have had this past year. How to check your cervical mucus, or how to check for cervical mucus. How to check for cervical mucus. You want to check whether you are fertile around this time or not. And then you need to study yourself over a period. And once you have studied yourself over a period, you should be able to understand, just by placing your finger, inserting your finger inside your private area, you should be able to check whether you are ovulating or you are not ovulating. You should be able to determine whether you are safe or not safe. So if your husband wants to have sex with you and you don't want to get pregnant, just by inserting your finger in the vagina, you should be able to tell, honey, I am not safe today, let's try it some other time. And I've already told you that when it comes to the menses, there are two phases. You have the follicular phase and you have the luteal phase. And I've told you the luteal phase is after ovulation, and usually it is 14 days. It is only in the follicular phase that would vary. So if you're having any variations in your menstrual length, the variation usually comes in the follicular phase. So let's do this test. Let's check this one first. First of all, what are the signs? What do we see? Right. Now, the cervical mucus will change. It will change based on the time of your cycle. It changes based on the type of your cycle. The cervical mucus can also be called cervical fluid. And I'm saying that depending on your menstrual cycle, the mucus changes. So you should take note of that. And then also, it is the cervical mucus that also prevents other things from entering into the vagina through the ooze and into the uterus. So once the cervical mucus is there, it's not that it is not good. It is good. It is supposed to protect you from stuff entering into the vagina. It also serves as nourishing and helping transportation of sperm through the vagina, through the ooze, into the uterus and into the fallopian tubes, so that fertilization can take place. So you should know that the cervical mucus is not that bad. So for some of you women who insert their finger and see the cervical mucus and think it's a discharge, and wash and clean all the cervical mucus, what you are doing is you are exposing yourself to infections. Rather, you're not protecting yourself, rather exposing yourself to infections. You are rather exposing the lactobacillus bacteria that is helping the general health of the vagina to go bad. So once you put your finger there, you see the mucus, don't assume that it is bad and want to clean it off. Now, when you have a fertile mucus, it is a clue that you are around ovulation. When your mucus looks like the fertile type of mucus, it means you are around the time for ovulation, and it's around that time that when you engage in sexual activity with your husband, you can get pregnant if you are looking for pregnancy. Great. So here also we are saying that you can predict and check and track your cervical mucus. You can predict, you can track, you can check the cervical mucus throughout your menstrual cycle to be able to determine when you are not fertile, when you are semi-fertile, and when you are fertile. When you do this for a period, if you're able to track this for a period and you do this, you'll be able to see and you find it a little easier when you are trying to get pregnant, a little easier when you are trying to avoid pregnancy, because then you can always check by yourself. Now, you can also use your basal body temperature to check whether you are ovulating or not, because normally when you are ovulating, your temperature goes up. So you can also keep track of your temperature when you are menstruating. After menstruation, you take track of your body temperature up to about the 10th day. From the 11th day, 12th day, 13th, 14th day when you ovulate, take your body temperature and then check, and then compare with subsequent months. You can do that for about 2 or 3 months, roughly 4 months, and then you can know that when your temperature is reading this Celsius, then you know that you are ovulating. When it's reading that Celsius, you know you are not ovulating. So you can also use your basal body temperature to check whether you are ovulating or you are close to ovulation or not. It's something that you can also check. So normally, like I'm saying, once you cross the time where you ovulate, the temperature becomes normal, because in the luteal phase nothing really happens there, especially when you're not pregnant. It's when you are pregnant that you have some hormonal issues, and then the body starts adapting to the new baby that has been formed in there, and then all that. But after that, the body temperature should remain normal. It is also normal to find that around the time that you are close to menstruating, you start seeing the cervical mucus. Don't be confused, it's just hormonal issues, and there's nothing really wrong with that. Now, the main reason why your cervical mucus would go up is because around the time when you are about to ovulate, your estrogen levels need to increase, and once your estrogen levels increase, your cervical mucus would also start changing for the progesterone to be able to take place, progesterone hormone to have its work done, so that the body will be able to lay the egg, so that you'll be able to get fertile or walk pass through the fallopian tube, and if nothing happens, you'll be able to have your next menses. So you should also identify that once your your estrogen levels go up, your cervical mucus will become a little stretchy. So, and normally don't confuse it with sperm. Don't confuse it with sperm. Like I said, after ovulation, the hormone progesterone causes the cervical mucus to become sticky and thick. So when it becomes sticky and thick, that is when your sperm can be implanted in there for 3 to 5 days, for waiting for the egg to be laid so that fertilization take place. So it is the hormone progesterone that makes the cervical mucus thick enough so it can hold your sperm when it's released at the time when the egg is about to be laid. So this actually stops the sperm from dying, prevents the sperm from dying or going through the uterus, especially when you are pregnant. When you are pregnant, progesterone locks up the ooze and then blocks the sperm from climbing up to disturb any of the processes that have already started taking place. So let's look at this too. We are saying that as you approach ovulation, the cervical mucus changes in its consistency, and most times people confuse it with sperm, especially when they have had sex around those times. Don't confuse it with sperm. It is a little different from sperm, and everyone knows that once you study yourself over a period, you are able to tell the difference in the cervical mucus as you continue to experience it. Now, there are certain things that you should observe that will make the cervical mucus change. Your menstruations will make the cervical mucus change, and then when the changes that you go through, the first one will be menstruation, the second one will be dryness, it become dry or sticky. The next one will become creamy like a lotion, and the fourth one become wet and watery. That is when you are fertile, become wet and watery. You should check that. And then also when you lay the egg, when you ovulate, it becomes like the egg white. It becomes like a raw egg white. That's the nature of the consistency. So you should take note of that. Then after fertilization didn't take place, if you didn't get pregnant, then to go back to the dry and sticky like it used to be before. So until you menstruate again, the cycle will go on, and it goes on with every woman every month. Every woman every month. So when the cervical mucus is wet or raw, looks like raw egg white in consistency, it is around that time that if you want to get pregnant, that is around that time that you engage in sexual intercourse for you to get pregnant. Now, I was said that don't confuse this. If you want to check your cervical mucus, this is how, or the processes that you go through, and the steps that you go through if you want to check your cervical mucus. The first thing is you have to make sure you wash your hands. Make your hand clean and dry. Your hands, your fingers, before you put your finger in there, it should be clean and it should be dry. That's the first thing. And then also you should feel comfortable. Some will prefer to sit on a toilet seat so they can be able to have access to insert the finger. Others will want to squat. Others will want to stand. Others will also want to put one leg on the table so they can be able to, and others will also want to sit at the edge of a bath or on a toilet seat. Yes, whichever way that you feel comfortable, that you can give you access to be able to insert your finger, it's okay for you. And then also you can either reach out your index finger or your longest finger, any of them, either this one or that one. You insert it into the vagina, the index finger or the middle finger, depending on how long or how far away your cervix is. You need to push a little up, and when you touch your cervix, it feels like the tip of the nose. You see some round thing, your finger will touch some round thing, and it feels very soft like the tip of the nose. If it's hard, that means you have a problem with your cervix and you need to be examined. But you should feel like the tip of the nose, like very, very soft, like the tip of the nose. So when you remove the finger, you do there are two things. You rub your finger together, and then you try to open and see how stretchy it is. Depending on the nature of the mucus that you got, it will tell you the type of stuff that is happening to you. So here I'm saying that if you find that it is sticky, or the findings, you are probably wet, it shows that you are about ovulating. The other thing too, if it is creamy, it means ovulation may be coming. If the fluid is creamy, it means you'll be nearing ovulation. You should take note of that. But if it is wet, slightly starchy, it means ovulation is very close. I'm saying if it is wet, watery, and slightly stretchy, it means ovulation is very close. So if that is the best time, if you want to have babies, that's the best time to have babies. And then also, if you find out that it is very wet, it stretches between your fingers to about an inch or more, and it resembles the color of the raw egg white, then it means that your cervical mucus is fertile. It becomes stretchy, very, very stretchy. It means it's fertile. Great. So you should take note of this. If you want to chart this, you should be able to do it. You can make a little chart of the days of the week, the number of days you menstruate, from the time you have your menses. You can check both your temperature and check the cervical mucus, and then you can label them. If it is sticky, you can put S. If it is creamy, you can put W. If it is wet, you can put, if it is creamy, you can put C. If it is wet, you can put W. And if it is watery or it looks like an egg white, you can put EW. So I did a little chart here for you to take note of. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, that's the days of the week. And then we have day 1 all the way to day 28. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, you are menstruating. So I put P there, meaning you are having your periods. You are having your periods. And then also on day 7, your mucus was starchy or stretchy. It was stretchy. It was stretchy up to day 9, and then on day 10 it became creamy, I mean semi-fertile, and then on the 12th it became watery, on the 13th it became egg white or white egg, and then on the 14th and on the 15th it was egg white. So it means that around day 10 all the way to day 15, if you plant a sperm in there, there's a possibility of getting pregnant, and you can track this throughout the month to be able to know, just by using your finger, to identify or to determine whether you are ovulating, about ovulating or not ovulating. This should give you a very clear idea. So with this, you can check the type of consistency I'm talking about. So if it is this type, it is dry, it is sticky, it means you are not fertile. And then when it is dry, it is sticky, when you open your finger just a little, it breaks. It will not become stretchy. It will not go past an inch or an inch and a half. Just as you open it, it just cuts off. It means you are not fertile. And then if it is like that, it is creamy, it is sticky, and that is how it looks like, it also means you are not fertile. And then if it is cloudy, stretchy, creamy, it means you are semi-fertile. And if it has this consistency, it looks like egg white. It looks like egg white and it is very stretchy, it means you are fertile. So I'm saying here that you can simply tell when you are fertile just by inserting your hand in the vagina and taking the mucus and examining it. And once you study yourself for a while, and you are able to identify the different types of cervical mucus the body releases throughout your menstrual cycle, if you even take it for a period of 2-3 months, you are able to identify, just by inserting your finger, you are able to tell when you are ovulating and when you should have sex if you want babies, and when you should not have sex if you know you don't want babies. I am teaching you these things because I know some of you will not listen. Some of you will still want to have sex when you are not married. Some of you will end up having unwanted pregnancies, and some of you may want to use prostanol 2, which will eventually affect you when you want to give birth, have children in the future. And some of you would also go having terminating pregnancies, which will also affect you, I mean, severely in the future. So once you know these things, you are able to protect yourself and know when it is safe to have sex and when it is not safe to have sex. Alright, so let me try and explain this part to my Akan loving brothers and sisters. If you want to say baby busumune dream say you begin da ebenyinsan ana enyinsan ma ehun na owo screen edon ma won sa tebi nsoro say edon so shawase na say ebuem na say dem not o chede eni benyine da enyinsan ma owo enyefa so no so o chede say eni benyine da enyinsan ma owo ase left bottom o chede se enyi benyin nyinsa na ebotum enyinsa ena ma owo enyifa asenso why dey chefua no white se dem na owo wasa se enyi benyin da on the dole dey na ebefa yefun na maka dey ebotum observe the madi over a period ebia efa every day bia every woman sesa I don't say be shwase ebe ohoro nsa wo fine na akoto I don't say shwase na afa wasin sunubi na ebuem na ahwe dama to the time abesana your menses bio ye ni na take note na ehwe mesi mote da go de otwete na onto no che dey say enyi benyin da ebenyinsa. That is what you should take note of. Great. Now next, there are some tips that we should look at. Some tips that has to do with the same cervical mucus thing. Now, I'm saying that don't check your cervical mucus when, during, or right after sex, because once you check your cervical mucus, then the male sperm will deceive you to make you think either you are not safe or safe. And then also, the male semen is an alkaline that actually reduces the acidity of the vagina for the sperm to be able to survive. And once the cervical, the seminal fluids are in the vagina, when you check the cervical fluid with your fingers, you will get it wrong. So you can also check the cervical mucus with a toilet roll. Once you go to the toilet, you put a little bit of the toilet roll a little deep inside you, and then you can see the consistency on the toilet roll, and you can be able to feel it on the toilet roll to be able to check. And then also consider checking your cervical mucus after bowel movement. Once you empty your bowel and then you check your cervical mucus, is a proper way or the correct time to get the correct check readings of your cervical mucus. Okay, now there are some people who have a little bit with inconsistencies with their cervical mucus, when they are really unable to determine the type of mucus they are having. Most people who have such problems are having polycystic ovarian syndromes. Once you have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, you are unable to use this method to check whether you are fertile or not. So you need to really look at it. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so you should also consider paying attention to the ovulation signs that comes with the cervical mucus, that comes with the position of the cervix and changes inside the cervix. Normally when you're ovulating, the cervix will shift a little, it will change a little, and then when you insert your finger there, you see the position that you normally would find the cervix is not around that position. So once you are very observant, you will be able to know. And then even when you're ovulating, if you have observed yourself well, when you insert your finger in there, you realize that the place is a little warm, and then around the time you're ovulating, you feel very, very horny, you feel like having sex. So you should also watch that. When at around a certain time of the month, when you are there, you feel like having sex, just check your temperature, check the cervical mucus. It could be around the time when you are about ovulating. It's something that you should take a very good note of. And then you should also take note that there are certain medications that would change the way your cervical mucus appear. So if you're on certain medications that affect your cervical fluids, you shouldn't use this method in checking your cervical mucus to check whether you are fertile or not fertile. It's very important that you adhere to this rule. Now, there are certain changes in the cervical mucus that you should also understand. And some of these signs, when you see that the quality of the cervical mucus has changed, like if you observed yourself for a month or for two and you realize that the quality has changed, it simply means you're having a hormonal imbalance issue, or you're having fertility problems, and you should quickly seek help. If you have observed yourself and you see that around this time of the month, this is the type of mucus I have, but all of a sudden it has changed, quickly consult for help, or seek help, so you can be able to check. Otherwise, the hormonal imbalances and the infertility problem may escalate to become something really nasty for you. So you should be able to get that. And then also, you should also know that when you are about to menstruate, your cervical mucus also changes. It is not a sign that you're ovulating. You should take note of that. When it's about the time you're about having your menses and you see that the cervical mucus is changed, don't be scared. It's not because you're not going to get pregnant around that time. So don't worry so much. The fact of the matter is, it is important to tell the difference between early pregnancies, cervical mucus, and the regular one. So when you are pregnant, the cervical mucus changes, and then also when it is just ordinary cervical mucus, you should also be able to tell cervical. You should be able to know, and then before your period, you should be able to know. So these are the things that you, as the woman, should take time to identify on yourself, to be able to know about your own self and be able to ascertain when you are ovulating and when you are not ovulating. And once again, like I said, don't confuse your cervical mucus with semen. Don't confuse it with semen. Great. Now, like I said from the beginning, don't attempt to wash all your cervical mucus from the vagina. It is not a discharge. Some people want to wash everything out, like Auntie Sato was saying in her presentation. They've seen something around the cervix and they think it's a discharge, and they put soap and stuff, and all those things will disturb the lactobacillus, which is actually the healthy bacteria that keeps the vaginal environment good, or the ecosystem of the vagina healthy. Once you keep washing those things off, you would affect yourself. Cervical mucus is normal and healthy for every woman. It becomes normal and healthy. For some women, when you're about ovulating, the secretion becomes a little more. It becomes, but thinking it's an unhealthy discharge and washing it off will actually decrease your fertility. When you think it's unhealthy and you wash it off, to actually decrease your fertility. And then if you really want to be able to check these mucus, you should drink enough water. You don't have to be dehydrated. You should drink a lot of water. And then once you take in a lot of water, it helps you be able to assess your cervical mucus properly. Sorry. Now, if you're having problems with fertility, it's important that you seek help. And then also there are some supplements that you can use, especially those that have vitamin E in them, that would vitamin E has ammonia, has lactic acids in there, that would help the vagina get its normal health. And it's always better when you get a product that are natural and not chemical based, like Auntie Sato said. And like I mean, we have some amazing products in town that you can also use to fix your hormonal imbalances, to check your vaginal discharges, and also ensure that your ovaries are nourished, so you can be able to have your babies as and when you want them. So you can, my number is on the screen, you can pick them, we can talk about them. And also be careful about prescription drugs. When you are giving prescription drugs, try and read the side effects of the prescription drugs before you start using them, because some of them would also have some negative effects on your fertility. All right, so great. Tracking your cervical mucus is a must. Every woman must do it. It's actually a way to set you free and ease the way you feel when your husband want to have sex with you and you don't want babies. It's important that once you understand these things, it becomes a little easier for you to relax and enjoy whatever that you are doing. So let me show you the chart again, that shows whether you are fertile or not, so that you can be able to tell. So I'm saying that when a discharge is like that, it is dry, it is thick, and it breaks quickly, it means you're not fertile. When it's creamy, it is sticky, it means you're not fertile. But when it's cloudy, it is stretchy, it means you are semi-fertile. And when it has the egg white consistency and it stretches, it means you are fertile. I hope I've been able to educate you well enough about testing fertility using cervical mucus, and I hope I've also been able to educate you well enough on how to be able to identify when the woman has been pregnant before, and some of the basic signs that you can see and what you need to look out for when the woman has been pregnant before. So this is where I pull the curtains on for the day's class. I end the day's class now. My name is Mr. Smooth, and we'll go for a short break. When we come back, we'll become interactive. We'll activate the phone lines. The number will be on the screen. You can call us. If you have any questions, you have any contributions, you can help us, because we are all learning. So we'll be back. My name is Mr. Smooth after the short break. Right, so we are back. It is adults class. My name is Mr. Smooth, and like I keep saying, adult class is the most educative adult class in the whole of this continent. And I'm sure if you've been watching this show from the beginning, you've learned something really exclusive today. The phone lines are activated, and the number will be displayed on the screen. You call us, and if you have any questions on what we have learned so far, or you have any contributions, we can pick them and be able to become interactive with you. And then after that, I'm going to read the text lines that you sent to the 0244661011 line. All right, so do you have a caller on the line? Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Please, I'm Lydia, calling from Dotion Casano.
Great. Let's hear you.
Please, I'm Lydia, calling from
Okay, let's hear you, Lydia.
Please, it's my first time of watching adult class.
Oh, really? You have lost.
I have really enjoyed it.
You have lost one whole year of lessons. Just get to Mr. Smooth, Papa Kamna, Mr. Smooth on YouTube. There's some videos that you can go back and watch. Yes, let's hear you.
Hello.
Yes, what do you have to say? Lydia, we are listening to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Lydia, we are listening to you. All right, so Lydia is not talking. We have another call on the line. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Patrick. I'm calling
From where?
from the latest bank. I'm problem.
Can you speak up a bit? Lower the volume of the TV set and then speak up a bit.
Explain. And I know I'm not having a healthy now. I want an advice.
I didn't hear what you said. If you can speak up a bit, I didn't hear what you said.
I said you said, I'm having a problem with my leg right now. I'm having itching and I got
You're having itching.
My leg right now.
You're having itching.
I'm not having a healthy vagina anymore.
All right,
so I need help.
All right, so you call me tomorrow in the afternoon. Let me get you something to do, something to use. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Yeah. All right, we have another call on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ikuya. I'm calling from Udakuma.
Great. Let's hear you.
Please, I have a daughter. She's 14 years.
Uh-huh.
And from since then, I can't get pregnant. But when you are talking about the ovulation, I'm ovulating, I feel pain.
Are you? Are we confusing the two? Menstruating and ovulating. Which one are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the ovulation.
When you're ovulating, you feel pain. Is that what you're saying?
The menstruation, I don't feel any pain. Yes.
You see, when you get that. So you call me tomorrow in the afternoon. Let's have a chat. Okay. Let's get to know what exactly your issue is. We have another caller on the line. Hello. Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, please. My name is Amma Bruni.
Okay.
I'm calling from Dawina.
Okay. Let's hear you.
Please, I'm 48 years.
Okay.
And I had operation 6 years.
What operation is that?
The operation fibroid.
Okay.
They took my womb out.
Wow.
And since then, almost every day, I have infection. I don't know how to describe it.
I understand. You give me a call tomorrow around 12. Let's see if I can get you something to do, okay?
I should
call me tomorrow at 12, yes. Yeah, the 0244 line. Tomorrow at 12. Okay. I'll get you something to use, yeah. Okay. Alright, we have another call on the line. Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I'm Nanaya, calling from that one.
Okay, let's hear you.
My problem is, anytime I have my menses, like before my menses, within my ovulation time, I feel some pain, but during the menses, I don't feel any pain, and then after that, that month, the next one, my menses will not come until the next month.
If you are watching adult class, I said that if you ovulate once every 2 months, it means one of your ovaries is not functioning properly. So you need to examine it. So like I said, you give me a call. Let's have a chat. If there's a need to direct you to a gynecologist, I will do so that you can be able to get help. Because once you're ovulating once every 2 months, it means one of your ovaries is not functioning well. Right. So let's look at it. Okay. You give me a call tomorrow in the afternoon. Let's have a chat.
Okay.
All right. So thanks for calling. We have another caller on the line. Hello. All right. So your name and yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm calling from Alajo. My name is Rose. Calling from Alajo.
Alajo. And your name is?
Rose.
Rose. Okay, Rose. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, let's hear you, Rose.
Yeah, my name is Rose, calling from Alajo.
Okay.
Yeah, I've delivered. It's almost 1 month now, and I've been seeing this thing coming for me. Ovulation is coming out.
I've delivered.
So I want to know.
Did you say you have given birth?
Yeah.
And then after a month, you're having discharges?
Yes. So I don't know the reason why.
What type of discharges are you talking about? What type of discharge? How does it look like?
It's white. It's not that thick.
Is it foamy?
Yeah, it's
bubble-like.
coming, yes.
It's like bubbles.
What?
Is it like bubbles?
Yeah, it's coming out. So I don't know whether.
Does it draw something on your skin around where you wear your panties? You have some whitish.
Yeah. I have to put part there.
Give me a call tomorrow. I know what it is.
Okay.
Give me a call. Let's look at it tomorrow. All right. So we have another call on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from. Let's hear you. Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm Michael.
Yes, Michael. Where are you calling from?
Yes. Oh, fire service. I'm in Sampa.
Where?
Sampa.
Sampa. Okay, let's hear you.
Today's dog and it's a smooth.
Yes.
The dog can maybe the chat.
The what?
The chat on the cervical mucus that you get illustrated. I think you will get her to repeat to go back on that the calendar this thing that you just
the chat, yeah, Mustafa, let them see it.
I wonder if you could go back repeat that just in a short.
You can see it. You can see it, right?
Hello.
I'm saying it's on the screen, you can see it.
I just want to try it, so I just want to follow the rest, but not this one.
Which chat?
That one, the calendar one, the calendar.
The calendar. The calendar will have to be done by the woman, not you.
Yes, please.
It's the woman who has to do the calendar, not you. You can't do it. She has to do it.
Oh, she's with me. I'll let her do it for me.
Do it for you, eh? You want to be able to tell when to. But you see, with them, if she is able to follow the teachings we have had here, she should be able to get it done without any troubles. So it is up to you to just study how it works and be able to get it done. All right. So, do you have another caller on the line? So that's a chart that he's talking about. Mustafa. Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you too?
I'm great. I'm doing great.
Great.
Please, can I get your personal number?
My number is will be on the screen, 0244 66 10 11. Before the show ends, it will be there.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Great. All right, so on text messages. Please, I feel so much watery discharge when I am ovulating. Is it normal? So much watery discharge. I don't know if you really know what ovulating is, so call me. Let's have a chat. Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, okay, I'm Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin. Let's hear you.
Okay. My wife menstruates twice in a month. I just want to.
Yeah, menstruating twice in a month depends on the menstrual cycle length and then the type of month it is. So you should. I'm saying that the menstrual cycle length is what you look at. If she has a 21-day cycle and the month is 31, she'll menstruate 2 times in a month.
Yes, please.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
We have another caller. Let's pick our last caller and I can do the text messages and then we can run out of the studio. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Edward. I'm calling from Tyson.
Okay, Edward, let's hear you.
Smooth.
You're talking to me.
Yeah, my name is Eric.
Okay, Eric, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling from my neighborhood.
Okay.
Actually, my wife is in Accra.
Okay.
I normally come the end of the month.
Okay.
But Mr. Smooth, she even had a miscarriage yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. She went to hospital. Actually, it happened some years ago, and after we were not having it again, the menstruation stopped. We went to some hospital. They said some tuber blockage. They did it after. So one my friend, the wife is a nurse. She said that she should be taking folic acid. So after taking the folic acid, the menstruation started. And we didn't know she's pregnant. We went to hospital yesterday. They said she had 1 month, 3 weeks pregnancy, and then she had gotten miscarriage.
They say it's the folic acid that made it.
I don't know whether there's something which is causing this miscarriage, because this about 3 times we have this issue.
How old are you?
I'm now 38.
How old is she?
Actually, my wife is 40.
Yes, it's normal. It's normal to have miscarriages around that age.
At the age of 40?
Yes. Because after 35, everything around the woman fertility goes down. So if she's 40 and she's experiencing miscarriages, it's normal. There's nothing strange about it.
There's nothing strange?
Yeah.
Okay.
Strange, yes.
So is there any possibility that we can get pregnant again?
Yes, I will not say there's no possibility. There's a possibility, but it also means that when she takes the seed and she's aware of it, she will have to
rest.
Yes, she should be a little cool, quiet, and not do anything strenuous and other stuff, especially the first trimester.
Okay.
You call me later. Okay.
Okay. I'll call you tomorrow if maybe there's any hospital or something that you need to.
Okay. Let's see what we can do. All right. So I'll pick my last call. Producer says last call. Last caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Bole Bamboy.
Hey, Bole Bamboy. I remember almost a month ago I was at Wa. So I went through that area and I went to Jirapa.
Okay.
You know Dubai. Jirapa. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So that yes. My problem is my girl is not coming. But
your girl is what? You say your girl is what?
I said My problem is my wife, menses are not cut, but she's not pregnant.
How old is she?
Yeah, she's 20.
She's
27.
27. Okay, it could be a hormonal issue. Just normally menstruations and hormones and pituitary gland, thalamus gland, thyroid glands. When you're having this endocrine system problems, call me tomorrow. Call me tomorrow. Let's find a way out. Okay. All right. So thanks all of you for calling. Now let me do some text messages. I'm using the phone, so stop calling this line. Call me after tomorrow. Okay, so good evening, please. My name is B. How would you know whether you are fertile or not? That's exactly what you have done. If you didn't get it, get to my YouTube channel tomorrow in the afternoon. I'll post this video there so you can be able to watch. Yeah. Okay. I'm watching you. Please, I am not pregnant, but I haven't got my menses. Okay, so you also call me. It's a hormonal issue. Let's find a way to deal with it. You didn't give me your name, so add your name to it. Many messages. Mr. Smooth, my husband dot to Mr. Smooth, my dear, is not satisfied. I don't understand this one. Call me later, let's talk. I don't understand this. Okay. Please, I had sex with my guy let's say on Monday, and I had sex on Tuesday too, and Tuesday on was unprotected, but the Monday on was kinda protected, which is a kinda, but was not sure. And I'm feeling pregnant. Yes, so go and do a pregnancy test and give birth. If you're not ready to have pregnancies, you don't have unprotected sex. Okay, so I am Michael from GNFS at Sampa. Okay, that's Michael, the one who called. Okay, I have done the repeat of the calendar for you. Thank you. Okay, so Aisha in Accra, please. O plus, and always my blood is hot. And not that I'm sick too. Okay, is that normal? No, that's not what we're talking about. Okay. Good evening. I really enjoy your program. Thank you very much. Add your name and your location to it. All right. I have a problem, and I hope you can help me out. My menses, blah blah, is not coming past 4 months. 4 months. You're not having your menstruations. All right. So if you can hear me, give me a call tomorrow in the afternoon. Let's talk. Okay. So you see. How many days would ovulation take place? Ovulation takes place just 1 day. Alright, so please, what is the free days? I've already shown that on the subsequent lessons. So get to my YouTube channel, Pakwamna Mr. Smooth. The chart is there, the videos are there, you can watch. Great, please, how many days after menstruation should I have sex? Get to my YouTube channel, Pakwamna Mr. Smooth. The video is there. I'm watching adult class. Thank you very much. Your name and your location, send it back to me. Please, good evening. I'm 32 years. I had different girlfriends until now. No lady has ever reported of being pregnant for me. I'm confused. Don't be. Go and do a sperm count. Go and do a sperm count, and then we can be able to tell. I don't experience any body temperature when I'm about ovulating nor menstruating. Please check. That is, you need to know whether you really understand what ovulating is, or the time or the periods around that you ovulate. So please check. Please, concerning how to check your cervical mucus, if your vagina, if you are a virgin. Yes. What is wrong with inserting your finger in your vagina if you're a virgin? You need to check. If you're not having sex, what do you want to check your cervical mucus for? Especially if you're not going to have sex with anybody you're a virgin, there's no need. Okay, but I don't see anything wrong with. Okay, what is this one? Okay. I am Edith from Santa Maria. I have been pregnant for 3 months, and anytime I have sex with my husband, my abdomen hurts. Tell your husband to slow down a little. He's pushing a little too deep in. So you just get yourself into comfortable positions where you will not hit the tip of the cervix. Okay. Hi, some hot, sexy moves after this, please. I'm sorry you're not doing sex positions today. Happy birthday to you, my dear. Your name and location. Okay. Many. Okay, please. I just got married 3 months ago. I got your number from. Okay. I'm at Konongo, Mr. and Mrs. Owusu. We know you're a therapist. Yes, we are helping. Anyway, so let me get back. 2 more, and then. Good evening, Mr. Smooth. My wife always complains about abdominal pains when she's ovulating. That is. Do you really know what? I mean, the time that she ovulates. Let's not get confused. So, okay, she says it's for sure from Obuasi. Hi, I am Ekua from Nungwa. Please, I have been going through severe pains during my periods. Don't worry, just give me a call. I'll show you where I am. You come, I can massage your ovaries and open the blood vessels for the blood to flow. You don't need any painkillers for that. So call me. Let's see you and help you with that one. Good evening, please. What medicine can I to increase ovulation rate? I don't know about that one, but you give me a call. I don't know how to increase ovulation rate. Okay, please. I am 29 years, but I am not getting pregnant. There's a reason you're not getting pregnant. So call me. Let's have a chat. Good evening. My name is Deborah. I get itching. Okay, so let's talk, Deborah. It's a hormonal issue. Once you have a problem with the lactobacillus, you are going to itch. Mr. Smooth. Please, my ovulation discharge is sometimes brownish. Oh, do you really know what you're talking about? Can fibroids affect it? I don't know if you have fibroids, but fibroids are crazy hormonal problems. So, anyway, let me leave the rest for another day. And I'm sure you have enjoyed the lessons we have had. Any of you, my number is on the screen. If you have any problems with premature ejaculations, you have problems with erectile dysfunctions, those who want to have some increment and want to have children, and all those basic sexual issues, I'm around to help you, find people to help you fix these things. And then we are still looking for sponsors to sponsor this show so we can continue to bring this show to you. I'm sure you have enjoyed it. I'm sure you have learned a lot from this class today. I would end the class for today and say that next week, Wednesday, God willing, we'll come up with something really exciting. I intend doing that crazy thing, how to know the type of baby you are carrying, whether you are carrying a boy or girl, how you can just see from the pregnancy you have, or do some basic tests to just know without necessarily going to the hospital to check whether you're carrying a boy or girl. So stay with us. Next week we are having another wonderful session between 10 and 11:30. So my name is Mr. Smooth. I do this show regularly with Auntie Seto, and forgive me today, I'm coughing in your ear all around the place. I have this bad cold because the weather is not too good for me. But I would want to thank Mustafa, and I want to thank the entire adult class production team. I won't forget Mr. Richmond Kilson for making this show possible, because without him we wouldn't have been able to get the slots to be able to do this show. So Mr. Richmond Kilson, wherever you are, I say thank you very much, and may God bless you for allowing this education on GNTV. I would also want to thank the whole GN group and pray that things get better and better for us all. And next week we would come for another wonderful edition of the adults class. So see you on the flip side, and be good.